Hello and welcome to your messages for midweek, your midweek messages. Today is Wednesday, the 27th of April, 2022. And I just want, oh, they wanted to come out. And I just wanted to make a comment. If you are a Spanish speaker and you are struggling to keep up with my English, just to let you know, you can press the configuration, the settings, and go to generate automáticamente, and you can choose elegir tu idioma and pone en español. You can put it in Spanish, the subtitles. So that's great news. So that I'm finding that great because I can follow other people's videos that are not in English, and I can put them with English subtitles. So that's a good tip for everybody who's watching videos on YouTube, but especialmente por los españoles que quieren seguirme y mis videos. Okay, so let's see what's going on with the energies at the moment. So 3 have come out. And I think that's going to be the 3. Yes, that was a very... So, wow. Let's dive straight in. Oh, very quickly, because we are still in April, but only just, I will put a link in the description and the video in the end screen for the messages for April, because I'm just having a quick look at these and I think they're still going to be super relevant. Well, they'll always be relevant because they were very passionate and they were about following your purpose and following your passion. So, and following your calling, you know, what you're passionate about. Yes, this was what was quoted in it. What you're passionate about is not random. It's your calling. So check out those messages from the video for the month of April. Okay, let's dive straight in. So we've got the King of Swords. We know that he is all about thinking. We know that he's all about thinking and inspiration, and he is mental processes, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Shifting from lower levels of consciousness into higher levels of consciousness. It's all about mastering the way you think. I'll also put a link in the description and the video in the end screen for, I have 2 videos on thoughts and how to master your thoughts, because he has mastered his thoughts, and the butterfly shows the transformation that occurs when we can master our thoughts. Also on YouTube you will find Dr. Wayne Dyer has his audio book. He's reading his own book, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. I definitely recommend that as well. I will put a link in the description. Because when you change the way that's where happiness lies. Your happiness lies in the thoughts that you choose. Okay, because our second one is the Empress, and she's all about creativity. She's all about creation. She's divine feminine, she's Mother Earth, and she's all about creation. She's the pregnancy card for anyone that resonates with, but for the rest of us, she is about birthing new projects, birthing new ideas, birthing new creations, which is definitely what's happening at the moment. But what is happening here is that we are learning to master our thoughts, because that way we are going to create something greater. Because when we master our thoughts, we raise our frequency, because happiness is found in the thoughts that we choose. Right. Also, you can look at it 2 ways. Are you searching for happiness, or we're eliminating suffering? It's the same thing, isn't it? We create our own suffering. We create our own suffering. The biggest way we create our own suffering is by thinking that we know the best path for someone else. That creates a lot of suffering for all of us. Don't you agree? We suffer because we think we know the best path for somebody else. How many of you actually find it frustrating or angering, or you're worried about somebody, you know, you're concerned about them, you're trying to change somebody else's behavior, you're trying to, push someone into doing something, you create your own suffering, okay, because you think you know the best path for them. But we create all of our own suffering, and we do it through our thoughts. We do it because we're choosing thoughts that create the suffering. So it is all about changing your thoughts, because we know that happiness is a thought process. Happiness isn't about having lots of things or Some people think it's about not having any suffering. You know, eliminating the suffering will make you happy. No, it's about looking at this suffering. I'm going to put it in inverted commas because we talk a lot about adversity being there to wake us up. So you could look at an event in your past and you could feel bitter about it and resentful and feel like a victim. Or you could look at an event and think, oh my goodness, I woke up then. That's when I learned to love myself, you know, and you can look back at it with love and gratitude, you know, so you basically get to choose, don't you? So it is a thought process. You just change the thought. You're not changing the event. We don't need to change the event. It's not the event that is causing the suffering. It's the thought, which then has an emotion attached. So, for example, there's an event in the past. I think I was a victim. I think I was victimized. You know, there was a perpetrator that had more power over me and created that. All those thoughts then have an energy, a feeling of powerlessness, victimhood, bitterness, resentment. Those are the emotions that are attached to those thoughts. You can look back and go, okay, I'm a divine soul and I create my own reality, and I created some real turmoil for the purpose of waking up and for the purpose of learning to love myself, for the purpose of growing and evolving and ascending, whatever words you want to use, expanding into higher levels of consciousness. We know that we grow through grief. We know that we grow through adversity. So you can look back and go, ah, that was my adversity. That's why I created it, so that I could learn something, so I could grow from it. Okay, wow, that was clever of me, wasn't it? And have I grown from it? Yes. Well, if you haven't, start growing from it. Start looking at it from a different perspective. How do we grow from things? We grow from things by looking at them from a different perspective. That's what he's doing. That's why he's mastered his thoughts. So it doesn't mean that bad things don't happen, bad things in inverted commas. It means that it's not about avoiding difficult situations. It's about dealing with them and navigating them from a higher level of consciousness, navigating them with ease, looking at them as a blessing, seeing the blessing in everything, seeing the divinity in everything. We come back to that time and time again, don't we? So it's happiness. I mean, happiness, for example, happiness has nothing to do with the amount of money that you have. And happiness has nothing to do with what you do. Happiness has nothing to do with the events in your life. Happiness is connected to how you do what you do. Happiness is connected to your perception of what you do. Happiness is connected to the meaning that you choose to put on what you do. And happiness is connected to the emotions that you attach to that meaning. Does that make sense? There are many, many people that are really successful career people that are not happy. And there are people that clean toilets, clean public toilets, that are happy as Larry. We know that. So it's got nothing to do with money. It's got nothing to do with what you do. You know, happiness is an inside job. That's what they say. Happiness is an inside job. Happiness is about mastering your thoughts. That's exactly what it is. And choosing your creations, because when you choose the creation card, like the fertility card, knowing that we are creating in every moment from our frequency. So if you can find peace and harmony in the simple things in life, there's a little bit here also about, you know, what you resist, you persists. I have a good example about that, actually. It was to do with our beloved dog. I was just wondering whether I could talk about her without getting upset, but that would be really good, wouldn't it? Because then I need to put another thought on it. Of course, our beloved dog, who is no longer with us, so I feel with love and gratitude because we had the experiences with her. But at the end of her life, she was wetting the sofa, and I was having to wash the covers all the time, and then I put this like plastic cover, like a mattress cover, you know, for a baby's cot. I put that over the settee, so I wouldn't have to wash all the sofa covers every day. I could just wash that, you know, that cover. But every day I was having to wash it, and it was stressing me out, and I was getting really annoyed. It was like a real chore. And then I just thought, no, I'm going to shift the way I look at it, shift the way I think about it. It's going to be like, well, there's lots of things I do every day, you know, getting up and washing myself and cleaning my teeth and, you know, doing stuff every day. And I'm grateful for it, because I, you know, learn to love myself, and I do things for other people, and I love that. So I just thought, I love this dog so much. And I knew that we didn't have much longer with her. And so I just really thought, every time I changed it, the thing, I thought, I'm just going to think about how much I love her and how grateful I am that she was in my life, and how much joy she's brought us. And it's okay, I can wash that every day. What does it matter? I wash myself every day, I wash other things every day, you know. It's just going to become part of my spiritual practice as well, my practice of gratitude. Just adding the experience of cleaning up after her is part of my spiritual practice for gratitude and love and all of these things, you know. And I did the next day so joyfully that it didn't stress me out at all. In fact, I felt so expanded with love and gratitude for this dog that it was an amazing experience. I'll go as far as to say that. That's how powerful your mind is. You can literally create that. But I'm giving that as an example because you can go from suffering to joy just by shifting the way you think, from the way you look at something. And the irony of it is that a couple of days later, she stopped doing that. She stopped wetting the sofa. And it was like, because I had resistance to it. That's why I said it's got a connection to what you resist persists, because I had resistance to her, you know, wetting the sofa every day. I was really, you know, I wasn't loving what is, shall we say. I wasn't loving what is. And when you do that, it persists. And that was a perfect example. When I let go of thinking it was a bad thing, thinking it was a chore, when I looked at it as a blessing and a joy, you know, and just changed the way I looked at it, it didn't persist anymore. She went some time after that without wetting the sofa before she actually passed. So I hope that's an example that it's a small example, I know, but it's a relevant one, I think, because that's what these cards are saying to me today. Because he is, the Page of Wands is new manifestations coming in, opportunities to do things differently, because fire is an action card, and fire is a transformation. You know, there's a transformation to be had in actions, so doing things differently, and perceiving how you do things, okay, putting a meaning on it. So, you know, are you putting a negative meaning on what you're doing? Can you put a positive meaning on it? I also have a video called The Meaning of Life. I'll put a link in the description and the video in the end screen, because that talks about you get to put the meaning on your life. You create it, you create everything, okay? And you get to choose if it's positive or negative. Because in the end, you know, Roxy wetting the sofa became such a joyful experience. And I did a similar thing with my flight phobia, because I was suffering so much when flying, and then I worked on shifting my perceptions of it all. And then I remember the next time I flew, I was like so full of joy. I think I was probably annoying the passengers with my joy more than I was with my panic before. But you get to put the meaning on it. You get to shift the way you look at it, and you get to put the meaning on it. So you can whatever you create, you choose the meaning on it. So that's what he's saying to me, because, you know, these actions, you take these new actions in life with new meaning, So even if it's not new action, put new action into what you do. Put the happiness into what you already do. If you have things that you have to do, chores things that you're calling chores, they don't have to be chores, do they? It's amazing how much joy you can generate from just shifting the way you look at things. You know, even cleaning the house is an opportunity to stretch and exercise, isn't it? And to dance to your music. I always think that, you know, it's a perfect opportunity to put the music on and dance and move your physical body. You know, you can get quite high doing that. You know, you could choose to put the meaning on exactly like that. So today's message is quite clearly about happiness being nothing to do with what you do and everything to do with how you do it, how you perceive it, and the meaning that you put on it. And by shifting your thoughts like that, you do, in fact, shift your whole life. Oh, wow. I hope that resonates. Let me know in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you want a private session, get in touch. Bye for now.